Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Tuesday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we have finally made it to my most wonderful time of the year for myself, and that is the NBA playoffs, which I think is really the best time in sports. It's better than March Madness, better than NFL playoffs, better than anything, because to me, it's mano a mano, best out of 7 series, which really determines the best team when you go into some competition. Like in the NFL, one game you could lose and then that's it for you. You know, another team might go on a run and then, you know, you just never know. But in the NBA, you see it's a 7-game series, and then typically the best team is going to win. And before I get into the X's and O's for the preview of tonight's matchup between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves, I would like to focus in on that. First of all the haters the other day saying LeBron shouldn't have crowned himself when he hit that 3. Man, listen, why do people just wake up and don't have nothing else better to do than complain about somebody? If that man want to celebrate and crown himself the king or whatever, then let him do it. You got people using too small celebration. You got people using rock the baby celebration. You got people doing the 3-point celebration. You got the ice water in his veins celebration. So, you know, his nickname is King James. That's what he's been called for a long time. And if he wants to use that as part of his celebration, then damn it, so be it. But I think he was putting y'all on notice to say, guess what? As you can see, each game that he's been back, he's been getting better and better incrementally. We saw what he did against Utah about a week ago, wheeled his team to a much-needed victory to keep them in the 7th spot and a chance for the 6th spot, even though it went to overtime, putting the team on his back, hitting a clutch 3 to keep the game close, and ultimately hitting the game-winning shot as well. So at the end of the day, LeBron James is just getting better and better. And of course, Anthony Davis is about to be in full mode. And I'm telling y'all right now, there's no other team in the NBA right now that has what I would say the experience and playoff experience, other than maybe the Golden State Warriors with Klay and Steph and Draymond. Of course, that nucleus they had together is going to be dangerous, especially if Wiggins can get back. But that's a topic for another day, because that's going to be a great series that we can preview and discuss as far as Golden State and Sacramento. But one of the most interesting series is going to be that of the Phoenix Suns against the Clippers. Kawhi against KD and Westbrook against his old friend KD. I think it's going to be a pretty good series, as a matter of fact. But I'm going to come out later with all my picks and where I think these are going to land. But for right now, I just still want to focus on that of the Los Angeles Lakers. But before we can even get into the X's and O's of tonight's matchup with the Minnesota Timberwolves, we gotta focus on some of the drama surrounding the team. First and foremost is that of Rudy Gobert being suspended by the team, which I found surprising because the team suspended him when they didn't necessarily have to. It wasn't an NBA suspension, and I mean, it's like brothers get to fight, he punched him in the shoulder. It's not like he punched him in the face like how Draymond did, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't even think he received a suspension, just a hefty fine from what I remember. But maybe they just saw when Gobert was off the floor the other night, that's when they actually started playing better and were able to overcome the New Orleans Pelicans. So maybe they think they're on to something. But with that being said, you know, the Lakers and Timberwolves played, about a couple of weeks ago, and we all know that's the game where we thought Anthony Davis got hurt and it was going to be OV for him as far as the season, because the way he was sitting there on the floor. And then Gobert, of course, says I didn't dunk on him because I felt sorry. Whatever, we won't get into that. If you want to talk about that, go look at my show that day when I covered that game. But I brought that up to say this. The matchups are going to be changed a little bit based off that game, I feel, only because I think the Lakers learned something in that game. And on this game, I think it's going to bode well, actually more so for the Minnesota Timberwolves to have more spreading of the floor without Gobert, honestly, because that'll give Anthony Edwards more room to work with. And we know Anthony Edwards is like a smaller version of LeBron James and actually has some things in common with him, but that's something I can talk about on another day. But at the end of the day, I think what the Lakers are going to do to neutralize Karl Anthony Towns, which we all know, I think if y'all might have seen it on SportsCenter or wherever today, that the past 5 seasons, Anthony Davis has only shot 38% against Karl Anthony Towns. Well, that's all well and good. this is going to be a game that I think is going to be more so dictated by LeBron James just because of the matchups. I feel with Karl Anthony Towns being so much of a perimeter big man that the Lakers are going to do as they did last game when they made those adjustments, and I'm pretty sure they watched film again and saw how those adjustments work out, is that they are going to put LeBron James on Karl Anthony Towns to guard him on the perimeter, and AD will more so stick to guarding that of a Kyle Anderson who is smaller than him, and Kyle Anderson may float out more so to the perimeter to get AD from packing the paint. But at the end of the day, by AD guarding Kyle Anderson, that is going to give him a lot more room to operate and move around on the defensive end to float and close out on other shooters as they rotate the ball. Now, you must understand this, as far as LeBron James is concerned, the biggest loss, everybody want to say, oh, the NBA is helping the Lakers and they suspended Gobert. No, what they need to be worried about is Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels was one of the best, or is one of the best perimeter defenders in the entire league. And if you really look at what he's been doing, even if you look at a breakdown of the last 3 games, he held, and he's a versatile defender, he held Steph Curry to like 20 points on 19 shots. He held Kevin Durant to like 17 points on like 18 shots, which is crazy. He even held in the last game LeBron James to like 18 points on 19 shots, and made him very inefficient because of the great defense that he was playing. And now that he is going to be gone by breaking his hand on the wall, which is crazy. A lot of people say LeBron didn't actually do that that time he came and dropped that 50 piece on Golden State in game 1 of the finals, and then came back around and he just wasn't the same player. He wasn't shooting the jump shot as effectively through the rest of that series. But that's a topic for another day. But anyway, the absence of Jaden McDaniel is going to be huge. I think now LeBron James, I think probably is going to be guarded by maybe Taurean Prince. I'm not sure who may pick him up. I doubt it. It'd be Taurean Prince. Trying to think who probably picked LeBron up, but whoever it is, LeBron, because of the absence of Jaden McDaniels, is really, I think, going to have a field day. And of course, the Timberwolves are already lacking their backup center as well. He is going to be out tonight, Naz Reid, I believe. And at the end of the day, the Lakers, I think, are like an 8.5 point favorite as well. They should be. I wouldn't necessarily pick them to cover that 8.5 because the Lakers like to keep games close. I can see them winning by 12 to 15 throughout the whole game, letting it get close at the end, go back and forth, and then the Lakers maybe win by like 6. I mean, who knows? If you do anything, take the straight up, even though you got to bet a whole lot more to win a whole lot less because of the Lakers being such a heavy favorite. But at the end of the day, it's just guaranteed money. I don't care if you got to bet 50 to win $10. It's a free $10 because, to me, there's no way that the Lakers lose tonight with everything that's on the line. And I, for one, look forward to the Lakers going ahead and taking care of business, because I think after that, they can settle into that 7th spot and know what they have in front of them as far as an opponent of the Memphis Grizzlies. And, of course, hey, LeBron James has not always been lucky in his title runs. Usually he's been unlucky by losing. You know, he lost Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love in one finals. He was without them in the first finals against Golden State. So he was unlucky to that extent. You know, he's always been down some players due to injury. But this time it looks like maybe this is starting to favor him by the luck of the basketball gods. Who knows? Because now the injuries to Minnesota and the suspensions of Minnesota is going to be favorable for the Lakers. And, of course, no Clark for Memphis and no Steven Adams. And I know Jaren Jackson Jr. is a bad man, and I know John Moran is a bad man, and I know that, you know, Xavier Tillman is a formidable backup center, but at the end of the day, Anthony Davis, he will never be. And if Anthony Davis gets him into foul trouble, Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to have to expend most of his energy on Anthony Davis. And when they play a small ball lineup and put Triple J in at the 5 spot, there's no way he'll be able to contend with Anthony Davis. And now that the Lakers have now got Mo Bamba back and get added depth at that center position, and even added a Tristan Thompson all of a sudden, which I don't know why they didn't add him prior to, when they were struggling and lost that Houston game on that second night of the back-to-back, when you didn't have AD and you knew for a fact that he was going to rest the second night of the back-to-back. You know, I know that's coming back to haunt them now, because the Lakers could easily be in the 6th seed right now, taking on the Sacramento Kings, which I think would have been a very favorable matchup for the Lakers as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and be honest, there's only one team in the West that I really fear. I don't fear the Phoenix Suns, even though I know the second unit looked good against the Lakers the other day. That's not a playoff intensity game. The Lakers had just played like 6 games in 9 days, you know. So at the end of the day, I just feel like the Lakers win this game. They get a little bit of rest. If they can take care of business early in their series and win series in 5 games and not let it go to 6 or 7 games, and they can get rest in between series, that is going to be key. But as long as Anthony Davis and LeBron James stay healthy, I still think that they would be coming out of the West. I've been told y'all a long time ago to go ahead and do it. They was playing plus 3,300, plus 4,400. I took a $50 bet to win like $1,500 for the Lakers. Hey, to win the finals. You just never know. You might as well put it down and see, because I just feel like they are peaking at the right time. And plus, if it would have been the old team of the Lakers, Russell Westbrook and Pat Bev and company, no way in hell I would have did that. I would have said, okay, they might can get to the first round, maybe get knocked out in the second round. But since the trade deadline, we know the Lakers have the #1 defense in the league statistically, and we know defense wins championships. And not only that, we also know that the Lakers have one of the better records in the league since the trade deadline as well. So, you know, once you get locked in on an opponent, it's mano a mano, and we shall see. But the Lakers just need to go out and take care of business tonight. I think the Lakers are going to be very versatile going through the playoffs, because they have a player like Vanderbilt who can guard almost all 5 positions and go out and guard the other team's best player to take that responsibility away from LeBron James, so he can focus more on being an offensive player. You got Anthony Davis, who can protect the rim and play at a really high level. You got Mo Bamba, who can come in and from that 5 spot get you rebounds, but can also stretch the floor. Of course, you have Austin Reeves, who is coming to his own. We see what Austin Reeves has been doing and what he's capable of. You got Malik Beasley, who can get hot at any time. You got Dennis Schroeder, a great on-the-ball defender who can come in and give you quality minutes as a backup point guard. You have D'Lo, who is pretty much a sharpshooter from the 3-point range and can facilitate and play the pick and roll damn near as good as anybody in the association. So, like I told y'all, I like my chances with the Los Angeles Lakers. I like them tonight in a win over Minnesota. And tomorrow, after I come back and talk about the Lakers' victory, what we will do is maybe break down some of these other series and matchups in regards to the play-in tournament. Forgive me, you know, as everybody knows, I've been dealing with some family issues. So I think tonight is Miami against Atlanta. I didn't really have a good time to give a whole breakdown of that matchup, but I really think it will favor Miami, even though DeJounte Murray could be the X factor. But at the end of the day, I think Miami is a little bit too deep for Atlanta to contend with, and especially with that home crowd down on South Beach. You already know what they're capable of. So that's something we can talk about later too, but I just want to chime in on the Lakers really quickly. And as always, man, your boy just want to say right on to the real, and much love to these haters. I'm out. Peace.